In this video, we're going to talk about how to develop your right hand for finger picking. Jim Ferris here, sharing my love of fingerstyle guitar and helping you grow as a player. There's an old expression that says about guitar players, your left hand, fretting hand, is what you know, and your right hand is who you are. I think a lot of times we become too fixated on what our left hand's doing, and we don't think enough about what our picking hand's doing and its importance in generating tone and creating music. I recently did a video, 11 steps to develop your fingerstyle guitar playing, and one of the tips that I intended to include was about developing your right hand. It was pointed out to me in the comment sections that I hadn't mentioned that. I shot the video a couple of times. First time I wasn't pleased with the results. The second time when I did it, I just glossed over that aspect of it. I guess that's one of the dangers of being a one-man operation. But it's such an important thing, I thought I would come back and we could talk about it in depth, because it certainly deserves its own video. If you're new to fingerstyle guitar, it may seem like a really big task. So I thought I'd share some tips with you on how you can begin to develop control over your hand. A great way to begin learning to gain control over your thumb is to just play one string with it. You go back, if you go back and listen to the records of people like Lightning Hopkins and Mance Lipscomb, those Texas blues players, you'll find that they used a technique called a dead thumb technique, where it's just kind of creating a pulse. And I think that's a good place for you to start if you're a beginning fingerstyle picker. Just grab a chord. I always like to use chords. You don't have to. You could do it on open strings, unfretted strings, and just thump on it and concentrate on creating a good tone. Remember, when you're doing this, you're not pulling away from the top of the guitar like that. You're pushing with your thumb through the plane of the guitar toward the floor. Okay? So that's step one in gaining control of your thumb. Step two would be to do that same action, but do it on two adjacent strings. And for that, I think you'll find a chord is going to be more pleasant sounding. I use an E chord frequently when working on stuff like this. So you just want to play the 6th string, 5th string, 6th string, 5th string. And don't worry about palm muting or anything like that. Just think about getting a good, clear sound. Okay. When you've got that pretty smooth, I would say begin to introduce your fingers into the mix. For that purpose, let's put our first finger, our fingers are numbered, 1, 2, 3. Let's put our first finger on the 3rd string, our G string here, second finger on the 2nd string, and 3rd finger on the 1st string. Play the 6th string and then pluck strings 3, 2, and 1 together. Okay? Now when that's comfortable, and you want to listen while you do this to the sound that your fingers are creating. Again, we're going to use the tips of our fingers, and it's an action like we're closing our hand. We're not pulling away. We don't want that popping kind of sound. We're just going to brush our fingertips over the strings. So start on string 6 and then play strings 3, 2, and 1. When you're feeling pretty good about that, play 6, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1. Like that. Okay. And when that's a comfortable action for you, we'll begin to arpeggiate our fingers. That means we're just going to play the chord one note at a time. So we'll start with our thumb on the 6th string, then play 3, 2, 1. And you can do that and just stay on the I'd suggest you just stay on the 6th string for a while, like that. And when then that's pretty comfortable to you, do the same thing on the 5th string. Okay? And then when that's pretty comfortable, because you want to be able to find the 5th and 6th strings with your thumb. You can let your fingers rest on 3, 2, 1, but since you're moving your thumb around, you want to get comfortable doing it so your thumb can find the appropriate string. So when those are comfortable, kind of being isolated, you'll try playing 6, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1 in an alternating pattern. Okay? Now, when all that's comfortable, and I wouldn't suggest playing this for hours on end every day. What I would suggest is include it in your daily practice schedule. I hope you've got a daily practice schedule. You'll get the quickest results that way. And maybe spend 10, 15 minutes on this, because it's kind of repetitive and it can get kind of boring, but it is really important. Okay? So, when you're comfortable doing that, take a song that you all already know and begin to try to play the melody and the bass notes with it. Maybe something like just some little dumb song like that. It's going to take a little trial and error on your part to find where the melody notes are. But if you'll do that and work on developing the physical techniques, then begin to pull the melody out of chords to songs that you already know, that'll be a big step toward learning how to play fingerstyle guitar and learn to play more complicated things. Okay? So that's it, and I wish you luck with it. This is a lot of fun to play this style, fingerstyle guitar, and it's worth the effort of doing things like this. Okay? So if you like the videos like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to be notified when I do more videos covering topics like this. And until then, I'll see you next time.